Okay, and Janet, whenever you want to start.
Thank you. So I started at the United Way about 2 years ago. And when I did, I was asked by my supervisor to go and visit some of the agencies that the United Way supports. I thought this was a great idea. It would help me understand exactly who we're helping and why I'm doing the work that I'm doing. One of the agencies that he asked me to visit was the Cambridge and North Dumfries Self-Help Food Bank. I did not want to go. I was really, really scared. I thought I would go down there and feel sad and uncomfortable, and I thought that everybody there would be really depressed and gloomy and just full of despair. But I went anyway as part of my job, knowing that it was the right thing to do. I was really surprised that when I left the food bank that day, the words that I would use to describe my experience were dignity, respect, hope, and opportunity. The United Way's mission is to improve lives and build community. And I would have to say that that is exactly what I saw that day down at the food bank. We're striving to make sure that everyone in our community has opportunities at a better life. And aside from the government, United Way is the largest funder of social service programs in Canada. So without the donations that you give to United Way and without the funding that United Way provides to the programs that we support, a lot of these programs would cease to exist. And we are seeing the results of our hard work. We know that 3,000 families received emergency food hampers from the food bank last year alone when they just couldn't make ends meet. We know that people who are participating in counseling are feeling less isolated, that they're finding better ways to deal with their anger, healthier ways to deal with their anger, so when they go home at night, their families are feeling safer and more secure and in a better place. We know that parents whose young children are being paired with big brothers and big sisters are seeing a huge improvement in the well-being of their children. I think one thing that we can say we all have in common is that we were all kids once. And I have some really great memories of my childhood. We had a lot of freedom back then, and we could just sort of run wild. And my mom always had a ton of kids in the house because she did home daycare in the summertime. And so there was never a lack of anyone to play with. And I don't know if you guys ever did this, but we'd climb into our pillowcases and we'd leave the pillow in the back for a little cushioning and we'd rock it down the stairs. And we had a really small house, so that wall was right at the bottom of the stairs. And we'd all tumble down there and crash into each other. And drove my mom bananas. So she would send us out to play, go and just get lost, right? We'd get on our bikes and ride out to the golf course and steal golf balls off the golf course and clean them for people thinking we were doing a good thing and hanging out in trees. And usually before we left, we'd say, "Mom, we're running away." And she'd say, "Okay, I'll see you at dinner." And that was it. So I had really great memories of my childhood. But I had an eye-opener when I went on a visit to the Cambridge shelter, to the bridges. I sort of forgot that not everybody's reality was the same as my reality. So while we were having the tour, there's a big room kind of like this, and there are beds all lined up. I don't know if you can imagine it, just all lined up along one side, and there's a division, and then the women's beds are on the other side. And then they have 3 family units beside each other. And I'd never had the opportunity to see a family unit before. And as the presenter was speaking, the door opened, and out came a young woman and 3 small children. And it was a real shock to me and a real reminder to me that the reality that I had growing up, the reality that my children have growing up is not everyone's reality. We all have a story. We all have a history. We all came from somewhere. And some of us have friends and family to support us when we hit those rough patches, and other people's roads are a lot harder. I think that what we're doing and working for the United Way is not just feeding the hungry and housing the poor. Of course, that's part of it, and we want to do that, and we need to do that. It's a lot more than that. We want to get to the root causes of what is getting people in this situation in the first place. How do we tackle those problems? Counselors that provide counseling to people who are struggling with addictions, programs for children so they have a safe place to go where they feel safe and included and can build resiliency to the challenges that they're facing. Literacy programs to help people gainful employment, programs that help women find a safe place for themselves and their children to go if they're being abused, and so many more. I am so proud to say that 84 cents on every single dollar that you donate to the United Way goes back into the community. just 16% administrative and fundraising costs. And that means a lot to this community. And you know that when you are donating here, your dollars are staying here to help your friends, neighbors, and families, and maybe even yourselves down the road. So what I'm asking you to do today is pull out those pledge cards, sign your name, put an amount on there that you're comfortable with. If you can give it a leadership level, even better. An everyday hero, that's just $1 a day. It's less than a cup of coffee. Can you stretch it to 500? Maybe be a friend to the United Way, or stand up and really be a leader. At $1,000, your donation can go really far into making a difference in this community. Please fill out those pledge cards and know that you're making a difference. Thank you for having me here today.